Lewis Hamilton's podium at Silverstone may have looked safe, but Verstappen's safety car crash has just dragged Ferrari into the most uncomfortable investigation of their season. Leclerc won the race. Hamilton finished third. Ferrari looked fast enough to scare the entire paddock. But then the FIA started reviewing the evidence. A 5-second penalty had already damaged Hamilton's race. A late yellow flag had already thrown Ferrari's strategy into chaos. Verstappen's crash had already brought out the safety car. And one decision, fresh tires or track position, turned a possible Ferrari 1-2 into a furious Hamilton podium. And here is what makes this dangerous. Hamilton was not slow. Ferrari was not weak. The car was quick enough to win. So if this result still ended in anger, scrutiny, and doubt, then the real problem is much deeper than one crash. Did Verstappen's safety car incident simply change the race? Or did it expose the one Ferrari weakness that could destroy Hamilton's trust when the pressure is highest? Subscribe to the channel. Editor. Silverstone was supposed to be Ferrari's proof. Proof that the car was real. Proof that Leclerc could win when the pressure was high. Proof that Hamilton's move to Ferrari was more than a headline, more than a red suit, more than a dream built for cameras and nostalgia. And for a few moments, it looked like Ferrari had everything they needed. Leclerc had victory. Hamilton had the podium. The crowd had the emotion. The paddock had the warning. But Formula One does not judge a race only by the podium photo. It judges the details that led there. The penalty, the yellow flag, the safety car, the pit call, the position lost, the expression on a driver's face when he knows the result looks good, but feels incomplete. That is where Hamilton's tension really begins. Because his Silverstone race was never clean. It was damaged almost from the start. The first major blow came when the FIA investigated him for a false start. By lap 6, the penalty was confirmed. 5 seconds. 5 seconds sounds harmless. It is not. In Formula One, 5 seconds can sit inside a race like a hidden weight. The driver still has the same car, the same tires, the same steering wheel. But the race is no longer equal. Every gap behind him becomes dangerous. Every move forward becomes more urgent. Every pit stop has to be calculated with that punishment waiting in the background. Hamilton was no longer racing freely. He was racing with a debt. And that changed everything Ferrari could do with him. Before the penalty, Hamilton could be part of Ferrari's attack. He could fight forward, pressure rivals, and support Leclerc from strength. After the penalty, the race became a recovery mission. Ferrari had to think differently. Hamilton had to drive differently. Rivals could attack him differently. That is why the penalty mattered so much. Not because it ended his race, because it changed the shape of the race before Ferrari had fully settled into it. Leclerc, meanwhile, had given Ferrari the start they wanted. He launched cleanly, moved ahead of Antonelli, and took the lead from the first lap. That gave him clean air, and at Silverstone, clean air is a gift. It lets the car breathe. It protects the tires. It allows the driver to choose the rhythm instead of being trapped in someone else's turbulence. Think of it like driving on an open motorway while everyone behind you is stuck in heavy traffic. Leclerc had the open road. Hamilton had the traffic, the pressure, and the penalty. That split created two completely different races inside the same Ferrari garage. Leclerc was managing control. Hamilton was managing damage. And that is one of the hardest situations a team can face. Because every decision suddenly has two meanings. If Ferrari protects Leclerc too much, Hamilton's recovery may suffer. If Ferrari takes too many risks with Hamilton, Leclerc's victory could become exposed. If the pit wall hesitates, Mercedes or Red Bull can punish them before the calculation is even finished. This is the kind of pressure that reveals whether a team is simply fast or truly ready. And at Silverstone, Ferrari had speed. That part was not the problem. The problem was what happens when speed meets chaos. Hamilton's early penalty made him vulnerable and Mercedes noticed. Antonelli had pace, confidence, and the timing to attack. When he passed Hamilton before cops, the message was clear. Ferrari were not safe. Hamilton could be exposed. The perfect result could still be broken. That overtake mattered because it changed the emotional temperature of the race. Leclerc was still leading, but Ferrari no longer looked comfortable. Hamilton was still fighting, but his path to a major result had become harder. The timing screen said Ferrari were strong. The race itself said danger was building. And this is where Hamilton's experience became critical. A penalty can make a driver impatient. It can make him overpush, burn the tires, or try to win the whole race back in one reckless moment. Hamilton did not do that. He stayed close. He kept the car alive. He protected the chance that the race might come back toward him later. That is not passive driving. That is controlled survival. And controlled survival is one of the most underrated skills in Formula One. Because sometimes the race does not reward the driver who panics first. It rewards the driver who stays in the fight long enough for the next door to open. Hamilton was waiting for that door. But waiting at Silverstone is never comfortable. This circuit punishes every weakness. The corners are fast. The tire loads are brutal. The car must feel stable at speeds where hesitation becomes expensive. If the balance disappears, the driver knows immediately. If the tires begin to fade, the lap time falls away quickly. So Hamilton had to recover without destroying the tools he needed for the recovery. He had to push but not too much. Attack but not too early. Trust Ferrari but also know the penalty had removed the margin for error. That is a difficult emotional space for any driver. For Hamilton, it carried even more weight because this was not his first Ferrari race filled with questions about execution. Earlier in the season, he had already questioned strategy when Ferrari did not use virtual safety car opportunities for what he believed could have been a nearly free stop. Those moments matter because under a virtual safety car, the field slows down, and a pit stop can cost less time than normal. Rivals are already watching. Toto Wolff had suggested Ferrari might be getting close to the cost cap because of the updates they have been bringing. Vasseur pushed back strongly, saying it was ironic for Mercedes, and arguing that when Mercedes or Red Bull develop something, people call them geniuses, but when Ferrari develop, they are accused of cheating. He also insisted Ferrari had not brought more parts than Red Bull or any other team. That paddock pressure matters because it shows Ferrari has entered a dangerous new phase. Nobody questions a team that is harmless. Nobody studies a car that is irrelevant. Nobody tries to disturb a rival that cannot hurt them. Ferrari are being watched because Ferrari are dangerous again. But that also means every mistake becomes louder. Every penalty becomes a headline. Every safety car call becomes a debate. Every Hamilton reaction becomes a clue. And every FIA review becomes part of a bigger story about whether Ferrari's comeback is real, clean, and controlled. That is where Hamilton's tension lives now. Not only in the official review. Not only in Verstappen's crash. Not only in the lost second place. It lives in the question of whether Ferrari can give him certainty when the race becomes messy. Hamilton can handle pressure. He proved that. Hamilton can recover from damage. He proved that too. Hamilton can still fight elite rivals in a Ferrari. Silverstone proved that. But can Ferrari protect the maximum when the whole race changes in seconds? That is still unanswered. And Leclerc will understand that better than anyone. Because even though he won, he knows Ferrari cannot build a serious campaign on half-complete days. A victory is powerful, but a victory with unresolved tension behind it tells rivals where to attack next. Mercedes will remember that Russell gained second by staying out. Red Bull will remember that Ferrari lost track position at the decisive moment. The paddock will remember Hamilton's frustration. And Hamilton will remember everything. The penalty, the fight back, the pass on Verstappen, the yellow flags, the safety car, the pit call, the podium that felt unfinished. That memory matters because trust in Formula One is fragile. It is built through repeated proof. A driver trusts the team when the race becomes unpredictable, when the screen changes, when the radio crackles, when the pit wall says now. At Silverstone, Ferrari gave Hamilton a podium. But they did not give him total trust. Not yet. And that is why the next race becomes even more important. Because if Ferrari learns from this, Silverstone becomes a turning point. A messy win. A painful podium. A warning that makes the team sharper. The kind of weekend that teaches a front-running team how to stop leaving results behind. But if Ferrari does not learn, this becomes the start of something more dangerous. A pattern. And Hamilton will not ignore a pattern. He has been around championship teams. He knows how the best operations behave under pressure. They do not simply react to chaos. They use it. They do not let a safety car take away the maximum result. They make the decision that leaves rivals wondering how they were beaten. Ferrari has the drivers to do that. Leclerc can lead from the front. Hamilton can recover from trouble. Together, they can make Ferrari one of the most dangerous teams on the grid. But only if the pit wall matches them. That is the real message from Verstappen's safety car crash. The crash did not simply interrupt the race. It revealed the standard Ferrari must now reach. The standard where every FIA review, every yellow flag, every safety car, every penalty, and every strategy call is handled with the cold precision of a team that expects to win. Not hopes to win. Expects it. Silverstone showed Ferrari have moved closer to that level. But it also showed they are not fully there. And that is why Hamilton's podium feels so tense. It was a success. But it was not peace. It It was proof of pace, but not proof of total control. It was a result Ferrari can celebrate, but also a result Ferrari must study. Because the next time Hamilton is in that position, the next time he has fought back from trouble, the next time the race offers Ferrari a 1-2, the team cannot afford to let the moment slip again. That is the final truth of Silverstone. Ferrari did not lose the race. They won it. But Hamilton lost the maximum result. And in Formula 1, when the car is fast enough to fight at the front, losing the maximum is where tension begins. So yes, Verstappen's crash brought the safety car. Yes, the FIA can review the sequence. Yes, Hamilton still finished on the podium. But the bigger question is now impossible to avoid. Can Ferrari become the team Hamilton needs when the race is no longer clean? Because if the answer is yes, Silverstone will be remembered as the painful beginning of a serious Ferrari threat. But if the answer is no, then every future safety car will carry the same fear. Not just that Ferrari might lose a position, but that Hamilton might lose faith.